Hi, this is David Bassanese, Chief Economist at BetaShares. This is a snapshot of my latest market trends report heading into the month of February. In fact, it's the first market trends report for the new year. And it's been obviously an interesting period in markets so far in the year. I can report that the MSCI All Country World Index actually started the year nicely, up 3.3%. The Australian market returning 4.6% in January as well. So this followed a poor end to 2024 when equity markets fell in December on the back of quite a significant increase in bond yields. So really what's been happening in markets, really being buffeted by several forces at the moment. On the one hand, we've had some disappointment on US inflation late last year. That's led the markets to price out the expectation of aggressive US rate cuts this year. So that initially hurt markets. Then, of course, we've had the return of Donald Trump and the concerns about what he might do, both in terms of widening the US budget deficit through tax cuts and also through increasing inflation through a lift in tariffs. And so that's been a new, I guess, risk factor for markets. And as I speak, we've just seen, he has announced significant new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China. So it's the disappointing news on US inflation. It's the return of Donald Trump sort of buffeting markets, at least in the short run. In terms of the Australian market, we've had actually some good news of late. We had the December quarter CPI come out in late January. It was better than expected. The trim mean inflation measure dropping to 3.2%, a little bit below what the RBA was expecting. And so as a result, markets have now swung around to the strong view that the RBA will actually cut interest rates in February, and that's been helping to support our market in recent weeks. So going forward, it's going to be that tension between the US inflation backdrop and the sort of policies of Donald Trump that I think will buffet markets over the next little while. So I do anticipate some volatility ahead, but ultimately I do think that inflation globally is continuing to come down, subject to the what Donald Trump does on tariffs. But the backdrop is still fairly good. Importantly, economic growth is still fairly resilient. Corporate earnings are still pretty strong. Provided Donald Trump doesn't go too far, I think markets should be able to weather this storm. But again, I just emphasize we are probably in for a period now of somewhat turbulent markets as we try to digest what the new US president will be doing on trade and tax policy. That's it from now. If you'd like to see more details of my report, please visit the Insights section of our website. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next month.